Welcome to Wanies Academy. In today's biology class, we will be talking about cells, tissues, organs, and organ system. At the end of this class, you should be able to understand the hierarchical organization of living organisms from cells to organ system. Now, the arrangement of living organism from simple unicellular or microscopic form to complex multicellular form, which perform basic life activity or function, is known as level of organization. So living organisms are organized from simple unicellular or microscopic form to complex multicellular form. Now, be it simple or complex, all cells perform life activities of reproduction, excretion, respiration, nutrition, growth, etc. A cell is the smallest structural unit of living organism. It's the functional unit of living organism that determines the function an organism performs. So the structure of an organism is also solely dependent on its cell. Now we have some specialized cells found in organs like the heart. The cells of the heart are aligned to carry out cardiovascular activities of pumping blood around the body. So a cell is a simple, minute, unicellular sector or part of a living organism. It determines the structure and functions of all units of living organism. Examples of cells include the nerve cell, muscle cell, the blood cell, etc. A tissue is a group of similar cells that aggregate together to form a layer in an organism. So we can say it is a group of similar cells that work together to perform specific functions in the body of an organism. When cells are massed together, when cells aggregate, when they come together, they form tissue which perform specific function in the body of living organisms. Examples of tissue can be seen in epithelial cell of the skin and the lining of organs, internal organs like the kidney, like the stomach, like the liver, etc. Examples also include the connective tissue, the bone, the cartilage, and the blood. The blood is a tissue that contains the red blood cell, white blood cell, and platelets. The bone also contains some other cells too. The muscle is a good example of a tissue, and the nervous tissue that controls the coordination of the body are also good examples of what tissue. When tissues aggregate, when they come together, when they work together and form a layer in the body of a living organism to perform specific function, they are known as organs. So organs are the collection or aggregation of what? Various tissue which perform specific function in the body of organism. The heart, the lungs are examples of what? Organ. The heart, for example, contains the cardiac tissue, the muscle tissue, the blood tissue, etc. The lung also contains connective tissue, contains all other tissues that mass up together to form the lung as an organ. The brain is also a good example of what? An organ. An organ system is a group of alienated tissue. When tissues align together to form specific or similar function, when organs align together to perform specific or similar function, they make up a system. We call it an organ system. An organ system is simply referred to as a multicellular organism. So multicellular organism comprises of what? Various organs that work together. They perform specific function to make the living organism function or to make them alive. The circulatory system, respiratory system, and nervous system. These are systems in the body of living organisms that work functions together to make the organism alive. They allow for the metabolic processes of organism. Now, looking at my chart here, you can see the diagrammatic expression of cells, tissue, organ, and organ system. Now, this is the cell of the intestine. It is the villi which absorb nutrients after digestion. It forms up the lining of the walls of the small intestine. Now, this lining of the wall of the small intestine now folds up to form the small intestine. So the villi is an example of a cell. Now, the cells that lines up the walls of the small intestine is an example of a tissue, while the tissue aggregates to form the organ small intestine. Small intestine is found in the digestive system. So you can see from cell to tissue to organ to system. And the system makes up the body of multicellular organism. Now let's see some importance of cell, tissue, organ, and organ system in the body of organism. It helps us appreciate the complexity and organization of what? Living organism. So the complexity of an organism depends on the type of cell, tissue, organ, and the system the organism contains. And it's also essential for the understanding of the body structure and function, how the body responds to some metabolic functions of its cells, tissues, organ, and organ system. I hope you have understood some fact about the cell, tissue, organ, and organ system. Till we meet next time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Bye.